Hi guys. I don't like that. Okay. Oh hey. No. तो कैसे हैं आप? Hi guys. I'm Ghazal and I am not ready for this, but let's get coffee first and then talk. And before you ask me कि वो accent क्या है, मुझे भी नहीं पता. It just comes out of somewhere. There's somebody inside my head who has that accent, and every time I try to speak in English, that's what comes out. It's a problem. I know. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Okay, never mind. Let's just get coffee. Okay, let's talk. तो बात कुछ यूँ है. I am well aware कि इस साल की starting में, if you're anything like me, you must have set goals for yourself. आपने goals set किए होंगे. तुमने? I don't know. Let's go with तुमने. Okay. So if you're anything like me, you too started off with a lot of steam and बहुत excitement था and बहुत कुछ करना था and it was like, yeah, this year is going to be the one where I break through, where I do everything that I wanted to do. And then what happened? It fizzled out, basically. That's what happened for me. So I'm assuming that I'm not alone here. Okay, so in this video, I want to do a quick reset. It's already March, so it's not too late yet. We have kind of learned from our mistakes, even if we haven't, or even if you haven't even started working on whatever your goals are, or you've just decided that this year I am not going to do it, and that's fine too. But the three things that I want to talk about are going to help anybody who wants to get their shit together. I did not know how to put it nicely, but basically that's what it is. So we are not going to be very ambitious. We are going to do three things and only three things. Basically, ye three things are going to be like your launch pad. Like this is how you're going to build upon. तो पहले हम foundation बनाएंगे and these three things are going to help with that. And then we will move on to whatever bigger goals we have. So yeah, let's just do it. Whew. I am not the best at this. We will get there. Okay, let's go. So I realized I didn't have to yell at you. I'm still getting used to my makeshift mic. Okay, चलो बात करते हैं. Okay, so the first one on the list is quite literally a list. So, one of the ideas that has stuck with me throughout the years is that our brains are not really designed to hold a lot of information. Short term information, sure, we mug something up and then we dump it somewhere else and then it's over. We're done with it. Long term information sustain karne ke liye, there are a lot of factors that come into play and it's a longer process. It's a more conscious process basically. But what happens when you want to get through your day to day stuff, your day to day tasks, big, small, whatever? So that's where to do lists come in. I'm going to say a lot of basically, I feel like. So just get used to it. That's how I talk to my best friend. So I think, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing it. Also, hi, best friend. So when I say to do lists, what I basically mean is just write stuff down, write stuff that you want to do on a diary, in a diary, or stick it up somewhere. I have like a lot of sticky notes in front of me right now, or write it on any device that you have that you may look at every day. I would suggest use your smartphone or your tablet or computer or whatever. So when I say to-do lists, I want you to follow a pattern that I've set for myself, which is basically taking two big tasks and alternating between them every day. So your first task could be studying for an examination that's coming up. And your second task could be related to completing a project that you have. All the small little tasks that you have apart from these two big ones will also go in your daily to-do list, and they may not get changed. But your big tasks, which require the most amount of energy, you're going to take them one task at a time. Every single day, we only get about 3 to 4 hours of good brain capacity where you can actually get a lot of work done, and work that requires you to think a lot, work that requires you to focus a lot. So use those 3 to 4 hours for the task that is most important to you. The rule is to stop when the day ends. And also, there's this really good book called Productivity Ninja. It might help you a lot if you are somebody who is employed in some corporate job. How it helped me was it gave me a really good model to think about when it comes to do lists, or when it comes to assigning tasks to yourself depending on their importance. So he talks about two different modes: worker mode and the boss mode. So before starting your day, you have to wear your boss hat, and you have to kind of assign tasks for yourself. You have to decipher between kya zaruri hai aur kya zaruri nahi hai, and you have to kind of figure out कि क्या आज करना है, क्या कल कर सकते हैं, and all the difficult parts of it. So basically, your boss mode is going to determine how you get something done. When you wear that second hat, that worker hat, तो उस time पे आपको you just have to get down to work. You don't have to think about how I'm going to work. You don't have to think about the steps कि वो आपने boss mode में ही figure out कर दिया है. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. Nice, right? The second one is very simple. I don't want to say it. I feel like if I say it, everybody's going to be like, duh. But like somehow, people don't do it. बहुत reasons हो सकते हैं. Lack of time, lack of motivation, lack of just general पता नहीं है कौन सी pick up करनी चाहिए. Yeah, I think you guessed it. I think you're one of those. I think you know what I'm talking about. So it's reading. I said it. You already knew it. You're very smart. Okay, so when I say reading, I am not talking about classics or fiction. Although you can read classics and fiction, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people take a lot of inspiration from a lot of fictional characters. A lot of. Currently, I am also reading a book which is fiction, and it's not just fiction, it's fantasy fiction, which was one of my goals for the year. That this year I will read a lot of fantasy fiction books. I want to escape my reality, clearly. I wasn't having it. So I thought I'm going to jump into someone else's reality and live vicariously through them, as one does. Okay, coming back to the point. I want you to read about your situation. For example, the book called Think and Grow Rich. Now, I'm not saying that when I read it, after that, I got super rich. I wasn't even thinking that much. However, what I loved about that book was it was kind of designed to subliminally message you about success and money and, I don't know, business, whatever. So basically, what it did was it helped me think in those directions. It helped me feel like, okay, I am happy. Okay, I can do this. I have this idea at the back of my head, and just kind of helped me trigger that idea into reality. So that was a very bad phrasing. Okay. I think you get it though. That book did not make me rich, but it got me thinking in that direction. So read about whatever situation you're in. There is this another book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Now, I know, kind of a technical name, but it's one of the OGs. It's one of the books that you just have to read. And it talks about confidence, and that it does not come from the outside, it comes from the inside. But I said it so easily, and you're like, yeah, sure, Ghazal. Just hang in there, read the book, and you will find a lot of value in it. He explains psychological concepts based on what he found in his patients. It's written by a doctor and a plastic surgeon at that. So, yeah, just read it. I have butchered this explanation. It's a good book. When I read it, it helped me think about all my programming. It helped me think about what I've been taught, what I've been told about confidence, and how I should look, what I should wear, and how I'm perceived, and how I perceive myself. So, there were some things in the book that I needed to hear that maybe I had forgotten, or just like simply not thought about. So basically, just pick it up. It's a good book. And I'm not even saying read the books that I recommend you to read. I'm just saying read a book that applies to your situation. And also, I wanted to say, how many times have I said also so far? A lot. Okay. Another good reason to read books, and especially nonfiction books, is that it kind of slows you down. It kind of makes you think. And I know in the start it's very difficult because your eyes keep skipping. You just cannot focus. And that is very frustrating. I understand that. I have never been a reader. I've had very weird encounters with my school librarian where she was only looking out for me, and I just kind of snapped at her for shaming me for not reading. I used to smell the library books as opposed to reading them in the period. So yeah, that was me. And today I actually enjoy reading. I do it for fun. It's so weird. Who would have thought? So if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. And it's going to be hard in the start, but you just have to hang in there. I'm sure there are a lot of you who used to read as a kid, but now that you've grown up, you just don't have the time for it. Well, you may never have the time for it. None of us have the time for anything that we don't really want to do. So it's about taking out the time. So, how about you start with 30 minutes every day? Maybe when you wake up, or maybe before going to bed, just like take out 30 minutes and just read for 30 minutes. That's all. That's all it takes. Eventually, your 30 minutes will grow into 45 and then 55 and then a whole hour, and the next thing you know, you are reading for leisure on weekend. And also, I wanted to say that if you read already, click the like button. Let me know. Let's talk about it. What have you been reading? Okay, so the next one is called decision fatigue. More precisely, remove decision fatigue. My chair creaks. That's nasty. As I was saying, as we grow up, we can do only as much with our brain capacity. And constantly decisions, Lena, is just too taxing. Yeah, so decision fatigue severely impacts our productivity and it increases procrastination. It just basically kind of deters you from doing the things that you need to do because we start fearing that we might have to take a lot of decisions and we might have to worry a lot about something will go wrong and then everybody's going to blame me. Who cares? Okay, I can say that because I don't have a job. I understand people care. Your boss will care. In my personal opinion and in my observation, what I've found is there is a big difference between wanting to do something and actually doing it. Right, right. That was brilliant. Groundbreaking. Okay, let me explain. It's like saying that I want to go swimming or I want to read a book. But as soon as I say that, and then 10 days later, I realize that, hey, yeah, I wanted to start reading too. Somebody talks about it on the internet that you come across and they tell you to, pick up a book. And then you're like, you know what? Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. I have been wanting to do that. And then you realize that you have not gotten around to doing it. So that's pretty normal. It's pretty human. Everybody does that. But how about you start phrasing it differently? So basically, start saying that as opposed to I want to do something, try saying I would like to, or it would be nice if I did. Literally, literally. And I'm not using it figuratively because if you're figuratively using literally, then so would like and want are both verbs, okay? But they differ slightly. Wanting is very active, and would like is kind of sort of conditional. It's passive in nature. So when I say I would like to go swimming or I would like to read a book, now it's just something that I would like, and eventually I might get around to doing it. But if I start saying that I want to read a book, I really want to do that. I want to do that. And then like a month from now, I realize that I have not started doing that. And that affects my confidence. That affects my sense of self-efficacy. Would I be able to do something if I take it up? That's your sense of self-efficacy. If you say that, yeah, I can. I complete all the tasks that I set out to do. I reach all my goals. So I feel very good about myself. You're high on self-efficacy. And if you think that you're very ambitious and the goals that you set for yourself are not always you don't always come through, you don't always reach them. And eventually over time, if that keeps happening, you realize that yeah, no, I'm not gonna try anything because it doesn't matter. I never finish it. That's just self-defeating and that is sad. And that makes you low on self efficacy. So we want to be high on it. We want to be high on self-efficacy. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. So now you're wondering, how does that apply to decision fatigue? I am wondering that too. Let's go back to the start when I said don't take more than two big tasks. So, picking two tasks that you need to do and knowing that you cannot stop or you cannot change your task before you finish them completely, that eliminates a lot of decision making. And in turn, that is going to help you not get fatigued, not get drained mentally for reasons you can actually control. Now, you're like, I have probably forgotten by now what my other tasks were. That's where a list comes in. You need to make a list of all the tasks that you want to do, you want to accomplish this year. It could be as random as paragliding this year, something that I want to do and I am going to do it. And then you probably won't. And then you're going to feel bad. So you will phrase that as, I would like to do this, not I want to do this. You would say, I would like to. That's like a bucket list. So even if you don't end up doing them, you would still not have a negative connotation attached to it. You can do this. I believe in you. Okay, guys, so these were my top three tips. I don't want to say tips though. Let's call it top three suggestions. Some things that I have learned and come up with to help you out. At least try. Give it a shot. You might enjoy it. It might work out. We might learn something together. So I want to say thank you for putting up with my awkwardness. And I'm still learning here. I'm still figuring this out. I will. And you will too. And we will do this together. Okay. I will see you next week. I do not have a catchphrase, so I'm not even going to try. It's going to be very embarrassing if I do. Thank you for watching. Bye.